Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto video. And things are getting very interesting for Solana right now. Now guys, if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos, make sure you press that like button and let's dive right into it. So, yeah, this is pretty crazy. Solana suffers an exploit, which apparently is not because of Solana. Close to 8,000 Solana-based wallets, though, have been compromised. It's crazy. Sol Status put up a tweet saying, engineers from across several ecosystems in conjunction with audit and security firms continue to investigate the root cause of an incident that resulted in approximately 8,000 wallets being drained. This does not appear to be a bug with Solana core code, but in software used by several software wallets popular among users of the network. Updates will be posted to the Solana Status Twitter as they become available. So it's kind of lackluster, to be honest with you. There's no update just quite yet over on the Solana status page, which I did expect them to put up. I expected them to just put up something every couple of hours just to make sure people were kept in the loop, or at least felt like they were in the loop. But it's been 6 hours since the last update. And again, this entire situation began about 16 hours ago, or maybe even a little bit longer than that. But as it currently stands, it's only the hot wallets basically that were affected. Anybody that had Solana in a cold storage, like for example a Ledger, did not have any troubles whatsoever. Why? Well, we'll get to that in just a second. Check it out, for example, over on my own Twitter under the like section. You can see there's two interesting threads. There's one from Mouse Deutscher and there's one from Fatman. And obviously Fatman is the GOAT, so we're going to check it out. The Fatman said this: the recent Solana quote-unquote hack was actually due to an accidental leak from Slope Wallet's backend, which was potentially compromised. The Solana blockchain itself remains unaffected. Slope will put out a statement explaining what happened in greater detail shortly. Correction to a previous tweet I made regarding seed phrases. Now, while Slope was indeed able to view users' keys as plain text, the external integration did not receive these as plain text. My apologies, this is a developing situation, now waiting for official announcements. This has been an hour ago, and we still have yet to see anything on the matter. There's a lot of questions that you might ask in regards to the seed phrase and how it's working. It's kind of funny. Chris Mahoney says, they did try to warn us in all fairness, and it's like, Slope themselves said, big news incoming a couple days ago. Sorry, I'm so toxic. This is, okay, it's not funny if you got hacked, but this is like, I mean, come on. The irony in this is too great. It's too funny. Sorry, guys. You know what's also crazy, guys? The more connected I get in crypto, the more fun watching this becomes, where I start to just know all the people that are invested in, you know, a project, in this case, Slope here. It's kind of crazy, you know, if you start to just see all the same similar capitals and you meet them at all these events. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to watch this. But yeah, they raised $8 million. They're saying give the $8 million back. Well, I guess right now, things are getting kind of difficult for them. Mouse's threat was this: 6 million worth of SOL and USDC have been stolen from over 8,000 wallets. Hacker used private keys to drain users' funds in what has been one of the craziest and most mysterious hacks ever in crypto, to be honest with you. Everything you need to know right here. It all started when a few people started noticing. I also saw this, but I was like, what does this mean, right? Because there was no information at the time. But I did tweet it out, I think. It all started when a few people started to notice some unusual outflows from phantom wallets on Solana. There's Tom saying, massive exploit/drain going on with Solana, seeing it live in Tayo. Tons of people losing their whole balances out of nowhere. Move everything to a ledger now. 2 wallets reported. There's 2 examples. Numerous reports started to pop up across Twitter and Discord of users having funds drained from their wallets. And he said, there's an unknown Sol exploit currently draining random Phantom wallets right now. 6 million currently stolen. If you have funds on Phantom, make sure you revoke all permissions and move to a hardware wallet. So with my situation, it's like my Phantom wallet has almost nothing in it. It could be a couple $1,000s, for example, that I don't remember. But I think the maximum I deposited onto Phantom was maybe $15,000 at some point. I honestly can't remember if there's anything on there as of this point. I know I bought some freaking Steppen shoes for $2,000. I did do one investment, which is $10,000 or $15,000 as well. So maybe there's another $10,000 left or so. I did not check because I'm like, if I only interacted with one thing ever, what are the chances of my wallet being hacked, right? So I'm assuming that it's going to be fine. But honestly, this is another wake-up call For a lot of people, at least it is. Personally, guys, if I'm using hot wallets, I guess, I just go for Bybit because I know those people so well. And in my own opinion, it's like, if they ever mess up my money, I know exactly what everybody looks like. Just come knocking on the door, and I'll not leave until they at least help me to some money back. If they mess it up for me, right? It's only the case of, what if something happens that messes up the entire exchange? And that's what some people said with Coinbase or Binance as well. The chance of Coinbase or Binance failing or falling is rather small. But the moment that it does is going to be a very big freaking collapse, which again, I don't expect ever to happen. Coinbase earlier than Binance, in my own opinion. Binance has so much freaking money in there. You guys don't even know. They have so much money. They make so much money. But apparently, Phantom was quick to issue a statement saying that they don't believe this is a Phantom-specific issue. And they said, we're working closely with other teams to kind of look at whatever the frick is going on. We don't understand. At the time, the team does not believe it's because of us, though. As soon as we gather more information, we'll update. And developer and auditor OX Fubar found that the attacker was stealing both Sol and USDC from people's Slope and Phantom wallets. Widespread Solana private key compromise, attackers stealing both those tokens, affecting wallets that have been inactive for more than 6 months. That's kind of scary to me, you know, that part. Both Phantom and Slope wallets reportedly drained. The most logical thing to do in a situation like this is to revoke access to any DApps, but I only have access for one. I gave one access. If that one messes me up, it is what it is. But AVEX co-founder I'm going to pronounce this, whatever, asserted that it's likely that the attacker has acquired access to private keys. Because the transactions are signed properly, it's likely that the attacker has acquired access to private keys, but how? This means that the only way to protect your assets is to move them to a hardware wallet or to a centralized exchange, which again, in my own opinion, I just use Bybit for almost any one of these things. A link is down below for Bybit. They're lovely to me. I know them in real life. You know, I know the CEO pretty well, I would say. So that's why I kind of trust them with so much of my money, but okay. Solana finally responded after hours of speculation, stating that over 7,000 blah, blah, blah wallets have been affected by the exploit thus far. They stated the exact numbers at that point. But what soon made matters worse was that the RPC nodes started pinging as offline. This indicated the Solana network was going down, or at least was down to some degree, causing more panic across Twitter. It was theorized that the nodes were being purposely DDoSed by developers in order to slow down the hackers, which is an interesting theory. This backfired as it caused additional confusion and additional, just like, how do you say it? Like people being cautious or worrying about it. Now, actually, down below, guys, let me know if you're still buying Solana or you think this is like your, no, I'm out type of moment. For me, I'm still holding Solana, but if anybody says, you know what, I don't like exactly what's happening to Solana here. There's too much BS. There's too many downtimes. It's garbage. You know, look what happened again. I'm not going to blame you, you know. Obviously, it's safer to go for something else from some perspective if it goes down or has this many issues this often. I don't blame you. Am I still holding? Yes. But maybe I'm the crazy one. So I'm not going to be looking down upon anybody that sold their Solana because of all the shenanigans, all the BS that's happening surrounding it. Man, this is one tiresome situation. If you're just sitting at home, you don't want all this stress of, oh no, maybe the network is going down. Maybe I can't send money to my family today. I understand that. Supposedly, the DDoS attack was aimed at the hacker, which subsequently resulted in the RPC nodes failing, which is like a backfire, but it's also like wanted. So what this shows, right, is they basically DDoS themselves, theoretically speaking, or some party did, to make sure that the hacker couldn't really move money around. Let's say your network is down, you can't really move money. So if you can't move money, the hacker can't move money, and you can fix things, right? So it's actually like freaking smart, but centralized. Even though in this case here it's a DDoS, so officially it could have been done to a decentralized entity, but that's kind of difficult. It does showcase a little bit in the sense of that Solana is quite centralized in that nature. The most concerning part is the lack of clarity surrounding the root cause of the issue. Even Solana co-founder Anatoly, although covering the situation, couldn't offer a verdict despite alluding to iOS imported wallets being the key target. Seems like an iOS supply chain attack. Multiple plausible wallets that had only received Sol and had no interactions beyond receiving have been affected as well. So even if you did not give any permissions, as well as key that were imported into iOS and generated externally. So that would be kind of strange. That really did happen. He and other key Sol figures surveyed their audience for data to try and get to the bottom of the exploit, almost attempting to conduct an on-the-go post-mortem. This indicates to me that we are dealing with a highly complex exploit, and that's really freaking scary. This is 3 hours ago, by the way. As of now, the issue is still being investigated. Solana's latest update says that they continue to investigate the root cause, and that it does not appear to be a bug with Solana core code, luckily. But we do not know a few key details of the hack. Oh, sorry, guys. We do now know a few details. It's not a direct Solana blockchain attack. Good. Multiple wallets were affected. Yeah. 8,000 victims. Hacker has 4 known addresses. And that's it. Crypto seemingly can't catch a break recently, with the 4th biggest DeFi exploit in history, Nomad Bridge, being hacked for $190 million just yesterday. I do think this Solana issue has been overblown as a hack pertaining to the blockchain itself. As far as we know, Sol isn't at fault here. It's just, unfortunately, targeting all those users. Most likely because it's one of their wallets. But it's not an official blockchain thing, from Solana's part. And that's probably why the price action hasn't been as drastic as some envisaged. In the sense that people thought Solana would drop like crazy because of this, and it really didn't. It wasn't really a full hemorrhage because it's not really Solana's fault at all. From the phone announcement to the network shutdowns, now to this exploit, Solana certainly has gotten a bad rep, which to an extent is unjustified. Issues are expected when pushing technological boundaries and don't necessarily reflect on the future potential of the chain. It's now been 16 hours since the initial reports broke, and there still hasn't been a concrete post-mortem or resolution, which I think is strange. But I think it's, damage control. It's like, let's fix and figure out exactly what it is. Let's not announce exactly what causes the exploit, because otherwise people would do it even more, maybe, or maybe other hackers would look at it and be like, hey, let's go for it. And yeah, let's see if you posted anything else. Nope, no, that's about it. Yeah. It says your Trust Wallet and MetaMask having some issues with hacks. Hope these bad actors get caught. They probably won't, but I guess we can sure hope so. But yeah, if you're asking me, what do I do? All right, I have money staked. I have a Phantom wallet. I have another wallet. I personally think that because the number's not in the tens of thousands just quite yet, if you didn't get your money stolen, you're most likely fine as of this point. But if you want to do something, I would say just take your money and, for example, if you are me, this is not financial advice. This is purely what I would do, is I just quickly move it over onto Bybit. The reason I'm saying that is because I've been using it with way more money than you probably will use it right now. I'm not sure who you are. Obviously, you can have 10 times the amount of money that I have. Who the frick am I? So don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say, you're a small fish. I'm just trying to say I've done it before. Keeping it there for right now. Unless you have a hardware wallet, put it on there, of course. But if that was the case, then you wouldn't be asking me the question because you know exactly what to do. If I had to pick an exchange, I'd probably use that one. I guess Exodus also supports Solana, right? That's also a good one to go for then, if it also supports Solana. I haven't used Exodus in years, so I don't quite remember, but I assume so. I think Exodus is also fine to go for. And man, I have this Solana situation open at least a dozen times, but it's all basically the same thing. Nobody knows exactly what happened, but the Fat Man theory seems to be the most logical situation as of this point. So I guess all we can do as of this point is wait for a resolution and potentially move your money off if that's something you like. If you're looking for a cool exchange to join, make sure you check out the links down below. If you want updates on trading and whatnot, make sure you join the Telegram with alerts down below. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. That was it for today's update. Hopefully you guys all got yourself some nice information. If you have a question, put it down below. Maybe somebody else will have an answer. Or, follow me over on Twitter and let's discuss these things.